Hey everybody, it's Thunder. Haven't done a video in a while, probably 3 months maybe or more. I started covering this COVID bullshit back in 6 months ago, and pretty much everything that I said was going to happen has happened. The latest, okay, let's start with that. Let's start with the Trump COVID Melania dog and pony show. Let's start with that. In fact, I might name this video that. I want to apologize for the light, by the way. I refuse to have a blaring light in here. The summer that we have had this year in Nevada has been unbelievably, excruciatingly warm, to say the least, which makes me question if there isn't something else going on. But that's another story. I started covering this bogus plandemic uh, crap way 6 months ago when it first started, and it's just gotten worse. I mean, we're to a point now where it's the theater of the absurd. It's the Machiavellian delight. It's the Marquis de Sade on steroids, is what it is. I just shake my head when I see, for instance, when I go to a gas station down the road here about a half an hour away. Thank God I'm out in the middle of nowhere, because I refuse to wear a mask, because I learned a long time ago in my last video, which got over 300 views, which is pretty good for me, talks about how unhealthy it is to wear a mask. Unhealthy, people. And here, I go to a gas station and I pull up and I see all these people, and this is like a major gas station on the highway. It's kind of like a gas station and truck stop, huge shopping facilities and all that. And I look at these people, for instance, I'll look out my window and here comes a old cowboy strutting across the tarmac there in the gas station. And boy, he looks rough hewn, and he's got a cowboy hat on, and he's older, and he's got his jeans. And what does he top it off with? A lily white little mask. Okay, I'm a terrified little mouse mask. So that shows you the real character of that person. No, he's not the rough hewn cowboy. Or how about the guy that just came back from the gym and he's got all these muscles, and oh, he's got his little mask on though. And how about the carload of my friendly Mexicans getting their gas and all in the car with face masks on? If you would have told me a year ago, I mean, you couldn't make this shit up. You couldn't make up how utterly ridiculous and how utterly ignorant and how utterly controlled, hypnotized, mesmerized these freaking people are. It's scary. And when you look around and maybe you and your partner are the only ones not wearing a mask, Or you walk into this place and the first thing they do is have a greeter there. Put on your mask, sir. Put on your mask. Put on your mask. And of course, I just kind of, you know, that's what I feel about masks. How ignorant can you get? I mean, even working around here, sometimes I do some, in my crafts, I do some spray painting. And I have to put on a mask and goggles because it's protective against the paint fumes or whatever. And just wearing a mask for like 10 minutes, I can feel the effects of breathing my own carbon dioxide back into my system. And I can feel the effects of being like lightheaded. And these people are driving on the road and walking around with a mask on 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but let's put it this way. Anybody that would wear a mask in the car, especially if they're alone, even if they're not alone, don't they know these people that they're with supposedly? Anyway, bottom line is we know that the COVID thing is a crock of shit, okay? And we know that it doesn't really exist. And we know, when I say we, I'm talking about people in the know, people that think critically, people that are not taken in. Oh, there's thousands that aren't taken in, but when you look at the millions that are, it's really freaking scary, people. And when you look at the people that are ready to turn in those who are not wearing a mask, oh, and I left another thing out. How about at the gas station the little kids holding their mother and father's hands with their little masks on? That is criminal. That's criminal, people, to put a mask on a kid, and not only for psychological reasons, just that alone, they should be shot, these people. They should be lined up against the wall and shot for putting their kids, if they want to be demented, okay, and if they want to be screwed up in the head, and if they want to be unhealthy, that's one thing. But forcing that on a kid, that's my opinion. Now let's talk about the governors here. Did you know that several governors in several states, well, that's kind of a redundant comment, several governors in different states are being sued. So there's Bloomberg, and then there's the governor in Ohio, and here tell this Gavin Newsom freaky looking Dracula MFer in California is going to get sued. And why are these people getting sued? Oh yeah, and there's lawyers that will do this. Good for them. Why are these people getting sued, these governors? Because they have ruined. The case in Ohio is really good. It spells it out. They have ruined people's lives. They have taken away their livelihood, small businesses. They have had a lot of small businesses have gone under. Small businesses in all kinds of states that have been around for years and years and years. Little restaurants and chocolate shops and all kinds of things. They're being sued because these people have lost their livelihood. And guess what? A lot of people have committed suicide because they lost their jobs. Think of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have lost their jobs, that have lost their livelihood, that can't pay their rent, that are getting evicted, that are putting guns to their head and blowing their brains out. Why? Because of some slapped ass, monkey mind, no account, low life politician that took it on themselves to say that this supposed pandemic has to be handled in a certain way. Well, there is no pandemic. There has been no proof of it, and I've gone into this in my videos. The PCR tests don't work. They're phony. That's because there's no virus. The PCR tests show up all kinds of false positives just off the exosomes in your system, which everybody has. If there is anything out there, this is no worse than the seasonal flu bug. I've gone into how they're dummying up the death certificates. Personally, I know of such things happening where they're ordering doctors to put this person died of COVID-19 when in fact they either died of old age or a motorcycle accident or whatever. So here we are, folks, in the 2021. No, is this 2020? No, it's almost 2020, like Barbara Walters used to say. 2020. What a horrific freaking year. What a horrific year. I mean, the weather has been just off the charts. I mean, it's been 3-digit heat. And I'm talking about up in the 108, 109, 110 degree in Nevada this year. And these fires in California are very suspect. I'll just leave it there. They're very suspect. And then you got the friggin' election coming up. A lot of people say, oh, this COVID shit's going to go away after the election. Because it's all politics. Well, if they know that, and if it is, they should go after these governors and these people running for president and these congressmen, and they should be hung by the lampposts in the street. First, they should be tarred and feathered and then hung for ruining everybody's life, for causing strife, for causing fear, for causing anxiety, for causing stress, for causing ill effects all the way around, on kids especially. Phoning up numbers, death numbers, freaking people out. And then what is this all for? Let's get back to the dog and pony show. Let's get back to the dog and pony show with the latest Trump getting the COVID. And really? And Melania. Of course, she had a big smile on her face for the cameras, though. What a bunch of bullshit. Oh, and then 2 days after he's diagnosed with it, he's on the road to recovery. Oh, really? Man, that was quick. For these people that are mouthing their lies about, oh, how elderly people are just going to die like that. Well, I think that Trump is considered elderly. Yes. Oh, but he's recovering in 2 days. He's recovering in 2 days, people. Oh, that was just a horrific virus, wasn't it? See, this is all politics. It's all New World Order, government control. Man, they really grabbed everybody by the wanger, didn't they? These lily-livered mankind. Do I love mankind? Do I have compassion for mankind? Of course I do. Of course I do. I have a big heart, a lot of compassion, but I have it more for the kids, not for these supposedly responsible adults that are so irresponsible they don't even do research. They don't even bother. And you know why they don't do research? And you know why? There was an article that came out that my life partner, Natalie, told me about. Why people don't want to accept truth. Why is that, do you think? Can you think about that a minute and come up with an answer why people don't want to accept truth? Like that this COVID thing is a bunch of nonsense, a bunch of crap, a bunch of lies. Why it is, people, do you think, what's your answer? Well, I'll tell you what the answer is. They don't want their worldview shattered. They don't want their belief systems, which would include belief in government, okay, belief in the media, belief in their view of the world that everything's going to be okay. We just have to comply with what the powers to be tell us. So getting back, I'm going to come full circle, and I'm always going to come back to this dog and pony show. Why do you think they're doing that, people? Why do you think all of a sudden that they're doing this dog and pony show? Well, to give this, if the president gets this, supposedly catches it or whatever, then isn't that trying to give this lie legitimacy? It's trying to give the lie legitimacy so that they can not only escape the wrath of people if they ever find out that this is all bullshit, but so that they can institute other measures for control like vaccines. Well, a lot of people, I would never take a vaccine. I would never take an untested vaccine. Like I said, I don't wear face masks. I haven't gone along with one iota of this shit. But that's why Trump caught this, and then he's recovering so well. He's probably going to say, oh, I took the vaccine and it did the trick, or I took this, or you got to listen to me. Trump is a traitor if he's going along with this crap. At times I'm like, well, maybe there's some hope for him. Legitimacy. And then if they give it legitimacy, they can give you the shot, the vaccine. Why do they want to give you the shot? Well, some people say that there's chips in the shot, or that there's, well, we know that it's garbage. Everything that's in the shot is garbage. It's so fucking unhealthy for you. Excuse my French. But if you don't get this by now, vaccines have to be tested for years. Robert Kennedy Jr. has done a massive crusade showing the ill effects. People getting paralyzed, kids getting autism. But I'm not so sure that it's about chips and all that crap. I think it's just plain out and out control. And they're going to say, they can still use it to say, well, if you don't take the vaccine, well, then, I don't know, can we allow you to drive around and have a license and go food shopping? And you know who's responsible for this mess? Well, of course, we know that the elite are responsible, but I'll tell you who's really responsible. And this is not directed to anybody that watches my channel that has two brain cells that they can rub together. But I'll tell you who's responsible for this mess, and it's you, the people. You people out there, if you're watching this and you're partaking in all this crap, putting on your mask every day. And I understand that some people are being forced to do it. It's a difficult decision, but where do you draw the line? Some people are forced into wearing a mask because of their employer's mandates. That's another thing too. These slapped ass dumb shit governors like Sisilic in Nevada here and others. There's going to be a reckoning for these people if people ever wake up. Oh man, I'd hate to be in their shoes. I'd hate to be in their shoes. And I'm not sure that worse isn't coming here, since this is October 2nd or 3rd or something. I'm not so sure that there isn't worse coming here before this election or after the election. Some people go, oh, it's going to be okay after the election. Don't count on it. Don't count on it. Do not count on anything getting better because of an election being over. It could get worse. I think it's going to get worse anyway, regardless. Pay heed, prepare. That's all I got to say is the way this is going, if you were to look at biblical prophecy or any prophecy, Hopi prophecy, just the feeling in your gut, seems like things are coming to a real massive head right now. I hope they do. I hope that there's some kind of massive shift dimensionally. I hope there's some kind of awakening. I'm hoping for that. I'd like to see it in my lifetime. You have to hold these people accountable. You have to take back your power. You have to quit abusing yourself and your children. Do research, for God's sake. Nobody researches stuff. They just accept the official narrative, the status quo, the official narrative, the official lie, the official propaganda. You look at nature and you see out there, nature's not having a problem, are they? The birds still fly, the coyotes still run across the lot out here, the lizards still crawl up on the rocks. The sun comes up, although they might do something with that too. I mean, well, they are. I mean, they're already ruining nature. So I'll leave it there, I guess. I just wanted to come on and wax and wane and try to enlighten some people as to what's going on out there. It's all a hoax. It's all a lie. Trump and All the politicians are probably involved. Well, I won't say probably. How about this? They're culpable. They're culpable. And they should be culpable. Heavy, heavy karma is going to come their way. Believe me. Building up this kind of karma, mankind suffering like they are, you're responsible, though. You can take your power back anytime. You can just go, nope, I'm not buying into this, and I'm not doing this mandate. See, these directives, these things that the governors put out, they're not laws. They're not laws. They're just going off people's stupidity. They're directives. Okay. Well, a directive doesn't have the full force of law. They can't arrest you for not wearing a face mask, but people are just complying. And if you go to the supermarket, as much as I like some of the people that work there, and they're all wearing masks, and they're telling you got to wear a mask. What if you didn't? Would you not get food? Could you sue them for not allowing you to provide for your family, food for your family, sustenance? I think people should start suing like mad. If you can do it. But the biggest way to end this is just not to comply with this bullshit. Not to comply with it. Just say, no, I'm not going to do it. I've had enough. I'm not wearing masks all day. I'm not putting masks on my kids. I'm not going for this. Take your power back, people. Be godlike, okay? On a spiritual note, we're all part of the thought. We're all part of God's thought. That's how everything has been brought into being. God thought about the creation. God thought about Jane Doe or, Jack and Jill or whoever you think you are. God thought about you and you appeared, and this is your experience. God is experiencing life through you. But at the same time, you have your own free will. And you have that God, goddess power within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It's not out here. This is all an illusion. And that's the only way that anybody, including myself, can get through this shit, is to realize that this is all make-believe. It's all absurd. It all has nothing to do with the original mind. Okay? Just like in the natural laws of the universe. Okay? Which are mentalism, which is all is the mind is all, the mind is in all, the supreme mind. Correspondence, as above, so below. Cause and effect. What we receive and as effect is because of a cause. Polarity, negative and positive. Vibration, high vibration or low vibration. Rhythm, the rhythm of the universe. And gender, the male-female component that is evident in everything in this duality. Of course, the Taoists say, the Zen thinkers say, rise above the duality. That's when you're free. So I'll leave it there. I'll leave you with those words, and hopefully you people will at some point wake up. And I'm hoping that things reach a point here where a dimensional shift or a shift in consciousness could be in the making here. I definitely think that we're at a turning point. According to all scripture and all prophecy and all holy men, seems to be like, man, you sure fooled me if we're not. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Adios.